The Trinity is one. One head has three faces.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our preview video of Atomfall. I don't know why I'm doing that, Adam. I know it's set in England, and I'm English.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have to put the accent on for people. But,
You-
but anyway,
Your
stop
accent
waffling,
actually
Chris.
would fit in the game. That's the
Well,
thing.
there
You
you
don't need
go.
to put an accent on. You could just be in the game. It's
I know,
set in the
yeah,
north.
exactly. But we're talking, as you can see, about Atomfall, which so far everything that's been released looks really good. But you've got to play a little bit of it in the preview.
Yeah, a couple of hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Mr. Adam Cook, hope you're well, by the way.
I'm great, thank you. I'm really great because I'm excited to talk about this game, actually.
Yeah, good. Fire away.
Right, I want to address something right away because I think this is a really interesting thing. That recently, I've seen the developers are out there because people keep saying, "Oh, it's British Fallout."
Yeah.
It's not. And I'll be honest with you, they kept saying, "Well, we don't know why." I know why people were saying it because all the trailers made me think it is, though, isn't
you've
it?
got that Fallout London, the mod that came out,
Well,
which is
that's
basically doesn't look similar, but you can get why people might think that, and it does have that air about it.
But like, if you want to look, I'm going to do this, and then we can move on and talk about it. But if you really want to get down to the sort of brass tacks of, I really want to compare it to something, it's more like a really good Far Cry set in a Fallout type world. It doesn't remind me of Fallout when I'm playing it, if I'm honest with you. It is set in a sort of villagey area of North UK, and basically what's happened is there's been some sort of nuclear accident and you are quarantined and trying to escape and work out what the hell has happened. And I think because it's got some robots in it, because it's got sort of, I guess, the equivalent of ghouls, maybe. I don't think they look like anything like ghouls in it. And like odd cultists, like there's druid. They call them druids, but they're definitely cultists. I get it, but I really enjoyed what I played of this. I mentioned this in my write-up, but over the years, I don't know about you, from playing previews with games like this that are big and open, I now tend to go, I'm not going to really bother with the story because it's not.
You don't have time, do you?
No, and honestly, that's not how you play a game, is it? Unless you do just genuinely mainline story. So I decided I was going to just mess around and it's a horrible phrase, we all hate it, but emergent gameplay. The stuff that I found full. They call them leads. They don't call them quests, but that's what they are. They're quests. You find things in the world that create leads, and then you follow those leads to get more information and clues on the lead to eventually get a resolution. And the one I want to mention, just because I don't want to like spoil too much of what I played. Oh, and I should say, by the way, the map I played, I felt like it was. In fact, there definitely would have been more to it. Like there's maps inside the map, if that makes sense. It seems like a big game, and obviously you can see it looks beautiful. It sounds incredible. I found like an old dilapidated kind of cottage in the woods. And there's like trip mines outside and everything, and I shit myself when I walked across one and it's like clattering around and exploding. I just about got away. Worked my way into the house, and there's an elderly lady in there who's talking about her version of what everyone would just refer to as like her manservant, her Jeeves.
Yeah.
And she's obsessed with him. He's got the key to the conservatory. No, I'm going to give him the key to the conservatory and only him. And you're like, what the hell's in this conservatory? And your brain starts going. And she says, well, I don't know where he's got to. He told me he was going to such and such place. And that updates your leads. And so I was like, well, I'll come back to that. And I was like, actually, no, I kind of want to know. So I found this is the complete opposite side of the map. And I went to it, found him. Poor sod had not fared too well, let's just say that. He had a letter on him he was trying to get to somebody, basically saying that the woman of the lady of the house that he was looking at, servant to, not very well, needs to find help for her, and sister's gone missing as well. And suddenly you're going, she's in the conservatory, isn't she? What's happened in here? What's going on? So I trekked back and did a load of other things in between, and I told her, well, sorry mate, but Jeeves he's copped it, basically. She goes, well, she basically goes, well, you're my new servant now, so here you go, you can clean the house up. It's a right mess. Here's the key to the conservatory. You'll have to make it ready for our guests. And you go in there, you find out what's happened, and there's no like massive story moment. It's all just kind of a bit sad, but you get rewarded with like stuff you find loot, because one of the things this game is massively rewarding when it comes to exploration.
Right.
It does that, I guess, Bethesda-y thing where like everything that's not nailed down, you can loot it. and it's really enjoyable because I can't think what game's done it. I think recently Indiana Jones did it a bit, where to upgrade and unlock skills you find like pages.
Yes.
So it's got that. And again, one of the interesting things, and I thought, is I found one, and it specifically says these are one-time use. They will teach you the ability that you can unlock these skills. Okay, wait, why have I found the same one again? Why is there duplicates? Maybe it's just because the world's so big. And I realised that actually, because I ran into a chap who wanted to barter, they're quite valuable when it comes to bartering because you learn skills from them. So I was able to use that to get another skill from him he had that I couldn't have otherwise have afforded. So there's all this. The exploration's great, and I've described that one mission in a sort of quickish way. That happened multiple times, multiple locations, from like big power stations where the kind of... Do you know when you play a game and you think, well, if this were real life, what I would do is I would do that. And it's like, yeah, but no. And it almost is like the developers want, yeah, but this is a game, so you can't. In this, so far, it feels like, yeah, okay. Like, you have a metal detector, which, by the way, side note, that's a rare thing in a video game, isn't it? Why are metal detectors not used in games?
The only time I ever used a metal detector was in like a walking simulator game on a
That's
farm.
what I mean.
I literally can't remember it. Yeah.
So you, and it's really, really user friendly because I thought, well, this is a bloody big map to be basically walking around like the detectorists in a field, like just constantly. But actually, if you go near something, it will like ping you, and it comes in the bottom corner, like get your metal detector out, and there's a little mini game where you have to follow the beeps in there, and that's where collectibles are and caches are found and stuff.
Nice.
And one of these, I was like, well, it's inside there, and the electric's going crazy. I can't. If I go, sod it. So I open the door, go in, it starts electrocuting me. Well, I can't get it. So, like I say, you think, well, I would turn the electric off then. So you do. That's what you go and do. You find the power station, you turn the electric off, and it's like all these little things add up to a very immersive experience. And one of the things that like the head of design said is that they don't want you to feel like a superhuman. They want this to be like an investigation. And I really, really felt that because there were times where if you just go guns blazing, you just get annihilated. So you end up making really good use of your tools. So I had a bow at one point, so I saw 3 enemies. And this is something I can't recall having done in a long time, if ever, in a video game. I was in the long grass, and normally you just wait for it, headshot one, then go for it. I was looking at him going, wait, he's got a gun, they're not armed. Right. Arrow to the head of the guy holding a gun, he's out of commission. I can switch to my shotgun, run in, blam, only 1 bullet because ammo's scarce. So 1 bullet on him, switch to my machete, and go to town on the 3rd guy and get through that way. You know, I also quite like using a cricket bat because that's fun.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Bottom, Rick Mail, and Ode Edmondson, just smacking people with a cricket bat. And then you loot them and you grab their stuff. There's crafting. It's got a great atmosphere, and it does that thing that I haven't experienced since everybody's gone to the Rapture, where it really feels like, oh wow, someone's made a game based on where I live a little bit.
Yeah.
You don't see this, and it's just so fascinating. And I went into this sort of thinking, well, everyone said it's a Fallout, but also sort of not sure what it was actually going to be. And I think the biggest positive I can give it is that, and you'll identify with this, I think, is that when I finished the preview, there wasn't a sense of like, right, I can get on with stuff now. It was like, I want to carry on playing this right now. And I haven't had it to that degree for a while. It was really, really impressive. Now, look, I've been here personally before with a 2-hour slice of a game and thought this is absolutely amazing. I know that I was about 2 hours into the game when the preview started, and honestly, there was elements of this where it could have gone really, really wrong because there was no tutorials at all. I didn't even know if you could block, which you can't, so I ended up thinking I was blocking and then throwing my cricket bat across the room because I thought that was the block button, and then I pressed R1 and R2 and it threw it. There are ways that could have gone very wrong. The metal detector, obviously there's a tutorial, I bet, when you play it for real, but none of that, so I had to work it all out myself. A lot of these things should have, and in previous preview experiences you would have gone, I should have thought of this. It didn't. It didn't frustrate. And honestly, the only issue I came away wondering about is that I was playing a PC build with an Xbox controller. And the only thing, and I hope they change this, and there is time because it's not a major change, to sprint you have to hold the left stick in, like click and hold.
Yeah.
And that's really uncomfortable. Like most games will have an option to toggle
like
it.
Yeah.
But I think I know why they've chosen it. Because as well as a health meter, you have a heartbeat, which I thought was stamina initially. It isn't. It is your pulse. So if you run for ages or get in stressful things, like the screen will kind of close in and your heart rate will go. Now, I don't know what happens if you max it out. Maybe you die. I don't know. But, there's stuff you can craft for it, to keep your heart rate down, and you can just walk normally and it will calm down as well. But I still think that you should be able to click to run. Just click the stick.
Yes.
And the other thing is, and I don't know, again, maybe this is something in the game. Oh my god, did I want to expand my inventory size? The amount of times I was running out because I don't want to leave weapons behind, or, I ended up having to dump an Uzi that I never got to use because I refused to dump my cricket bat,
You've got to think games like that, they'll have some kind of form of it, you'd have thought.
I mean, I was looking at the menus and it didn't look like that was a thing, but it definitely could be. I don't know. Yeah. And again, little things like maybe they're in there. Like I felt like I always had to go into the menu to use a health item instead of just like having a quick thing, because all the quick ones are just up, down, left, right on the D-pad. I wonder if it'll you can add a second, if you hold down, I don't know, if you hold left, it goes a second option. Maybe they add this all later. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm assuming a lot. I'm trying to find a nitpick when I really don't have one at the moment.
Awesome. Well, I want to play it now.
I really wish I was playing it right now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Atomfall comes out on March 27th, so it's not that long. You can go and read the preview on our website, lootlevelchill.com. Adam, thanks for joining me.
Thank you.
Like always, you can subscribe on our YouTube channel. Head over to our Patreon, Loot Level Chill. There's all kinds of stuff there. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again next time.